Hello, hello. Welcome back to another episode of The Evening Word. I am your host, Saxophone Delmone, bringing you love, light, and positivity to your newsfeed. And it's been an exciting day today, and this January 29th here at the studio. I hope you are having a wonderfully, beautifully blessed day. I love the word of today, and I know I talk a lot about meditation, but I think it is the missing link to everything that if you grew up in church, all that the pastors and deacons have ever told us is, yes, they talk about prayer. We prayer all the time, and I pray all the time, and I thought it was just me that felt like our prayers weren't being answered, and I've lived a very successful life, and I love my life, but the prayers that I actually have wanted have not come true for myself, and things didn't start coming clear until I started meditating. And well, I understand why it hasn't been introduced, and I like to go ahead and talk about how the Bible introduces it to us. So the verse comes today from Psalm chapter 8 verse 5, Genesis chapter 1 verse 26 and 27, 2 Corinthians chapter 10 verse 5, and Isaiah chapter 26 verse 3. I can't wait to get to Isaiah because there's some juicy bits that come out of there, and I'm excited. Almost there though. It says, "Keep your focus on me. I have gifted you with amazing freedom, including the ability to choose the focal point of your mind. Only the crown of my creation has such remarkable capability. This is a sign of being made in my image. Let the goal of this day be to bring every thought captive to me. Whenever your mind wanders, lasso those thoughts and bring them into my presence. In my radiant light, anxious thoughts shrink and shrivel away. Judgmental thoughts are unmasked as you bask in my unconditional love. Confused ideas are untangled while you rest in the simplicity of my peace. I will guard you and keep you in constant peace as you focus your mind on me." That last part, as you focus your mind on me. These words come from the book of Psalm chapter 8 verse 5, book of Genesis chapter 1 verse 26 and 27, 2 Corinthians chapter 10 verse 5, Isaiah chapter 26 verse 3. Now, it doesn't actually say meditate, but it also doesn't actually say pray either. And when you focus, that means it's hard to focus when you're talking. I know I talk a lot, and it's hard for me to focus on thinking when I'm running my mouth. And it becomes a skill, right? So if most people can't focus when they're talking or when they're thinking, well then how can you focus when you're praying? This is not talking about prayer. It is talking about meditation. And when you meditate, you calm your mind so you can not focus on anything else that's happening or you're worried about or you're even happy about. You're just focusing on nothing, clearing your mind so you can let God be the focus point, right? And you let God in. But when we're thinking about everything else, that's when we're focusing. When we're praying, we're focusing on the problem. Oh God, please get me past this test. Or oh God, please give me some more money to pay these bills, or whatever. Your focus is on whatever's happening to you to try to get God's help. But when you meditate, that means you're just focusing on God and just focusing on that relationship and letting God's energy coming to you as you kind of like part your problems like the Red Sea to let God in. So the reason why they don't let meditation in the church is because it tells you have to have everybody to be quiet. How can you get 10,000 people to be quiet, especially with children there? Some people are bringing dogs to church now. Won't talk about that. It needs to be complete silence, so there's no interruptions with God, and we can't reenact that in church. And so no pastor is going to tell you to not come to church, even though we can't do our meditations because we still need that collection plate to get full. So come on in. We'll give you half of the word. And they don't want to tell us about meditation because we'll just meditate at home. Like, oh, if I'm only getting half the word, well, I don't need to tell God anything today. I don't need to pray for anything. I just need to stay at home and meditate. And well, that doesn't help the pastor's church out at all. Not saying that pastors are trying to steal, but everybody's running a business. And a church is definitely a business. So they don't teach us meditation in church just because it doesn't help the business module. That's all I'm saying. All right. So don't get so upset like, oh, Dad. That's the only reason why we don't have meditation. But if you want your prayers answered, we have to be able to calm ourselves, calm our brain, calm our ears, calm our tongue, because we have one mouth and two ears. So we can talk half the time and listen twice the time. So when it comes to your spirit, you calm your speech, and you open up your ears, and even some say your third eye opens, and you're actually able to see some of the spirit world, or some of the answers, or some of the things that happen when you're just totally relaxed. Kind of like a massage. What's a massage do? Well, have you ever had a massage? No, I don't believe in that. Really? Well, lay down and have somebody work out some of the king side of your back and your neck. It changes your life. So these chapters right here actually are God telling us how to actually meditate. But we have to read it. We can't just kind of rely on somebody else throwing verses at us. He explains how to do it. And if stress is the number one killer of man, then why aren't we finding ways to relieve stress? And a lot of people feel that my prayers aren't answered. I don't believe in God because he doesn't answer my prayers. I've talked to God. I've talked plenty of times. I've yelled at God. They're like, well, have you listened? What do you mean? I've waited. And I was like, well, it's cool. But you if you had a teenager, right, and they yell at you for whatever thing that you did as a parent, but then they go into their room and put their headphones on, did they ever listen to the consequences or the message or even just the answer or the rebuttal? No. So did anything get accomplished? No. There was no communication. So what has to happen is you speak, or like the teenager yells or you get mad or whatever, but eventually they have to take off the earphones and they have to come downstairs and actually meet face to face and see, I heard what you said. Now please let me talk. And that's how God says. Now that you've took off your headphones and take off your distractions and turned off your TV and turned off everything else, now that I have your full attention. And if he can't get your full attention, he'll start taking things away from you. He'll take your car, or you'll get in an accident, or he'll take your house, or he'll take your kids. It doesn't matter, because he's trying to get to you. He's trying to get to me. He's trying to get to us as an individual. And then once he starts taking things away, he says, all right, now that I've taken everything away from you, like he took my dad, he took my car, he took my businesses, all four of them. He took everything. Now that I have your attention, can you listen to me? Do you have time for me now? Because you were real busy out here in the streets doing all of this. Do you have time for me now? And that's what meditation does. It goes, all right, I'm listening. Good. Sit down. Shut up. Stop praying. I've heard your prayers. Now listen to what I'm telling you. And it takes some practice and it takes a little while. But church initiates the stress, the number one killer of man, with prayer, because we expect our prayers to get answered, but it never teaches us the relief of meditation. Meditation gives you that relief. I promise you, I didn't believe in it either. If you have problems with it, there are on Google, Google guided meditations. And there's people on there with soft music. You put on your headphones. It's the easiest you do it through your headphones. You can even do it on your phone. and then it'll fill your ears up, so it'll put noise in there, so your mind doesn't wander so much, and the music will let you focus, and the voice of the lady or the guy that has the guided meditation will help you get in that meditation mode. Pick anyone. Anything will help you start. It helps a lot, tremendously. I say 300%. All right, so what you could do to help us a lot, 300%, is hit that like button, hit the thumbs up. Please subscribe to the channel, hit the alert bell to let you know when we will be posting another message. Thank you for joining us here at the Evening Word on our verse of the day. I am your host, Saxophone Delmo, and wishing you a wonderfully, beautifully blessed night. I hope to see you back here tomorrow. You guys keep the faith, keep spreading positivity. Much love to you guys. Take care.